The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and future. Excuse me. Always good to have that happen after you start streaming and recording, you know? Last night, Tuesday, whatever date this is, 1978, the Reds and Dodgers meet for the first time at Dodger Stadium, and the Reds pound the Dodgers early. Cesar Geronimo and George Foster get on the board in the second. Foster a solo homer, his third, to make it 1-0 Cincinnati. And then Cesar Geronimo hit a sac fly off of Don Sutton to make it 2-0 Cincinnati. Johnny Bench in the fourth gave him a 3-0 lead on an RBI single. And then the Dodgers tried to come back. Ron Say in the sixth. A fielder's choice to make it 3-1. Don Sutton trying to get a second win of the year. It wouldn't work. In the seventh, Mike Lum, a 2-run single, 5-1 Cincinnati. And in the eighth, Joe Morgan torched Sutton for a 423-foot home run, 6-1 Reds. But the Dodgers wouldn't say die. Leon Lacy scored on a pass ball, a rare pass ball by Johnny Bench. 6-2 Cincinnati. And in the ninth, the Dodgers made him sweat. Manny Mota, fielder's choice, 6-3. And then Steve Yeager, of all people, with a 2-run bomb to make it 6-5. Doug Bear comes in and slams the door. Manny Sarmiento gets the win. 2 innings, a hit, 2 strikeouts, 1-0. Don Sutton, a hard loss. 8 innings, 5 runs, 9 hits. 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. It's the Reds and the Dodgers next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball 1978. Today, April 19th, 1978, from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. It is the Cincinnati Reds and Tom Hume going up against Tommy John and the Los Angeles Dodgers on a beautiful 69-degree night at Chavez Ravine.
Play ball!
And good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ron Juckett. I should look up and further, and because I'm short, I forgot to do that. So, we now have new things on the screen as I put the patch in. 69 degrees. Clear winds are going from 7 miles an hour left to right as we get ready for what is the one of 18 battles between the Dodgers and the Reds in 1978, with certainly the National League Western Championship coming from one of these two teams, either the defending National League champion Dodgers or the last gasp of Pete Rose and the Big Red Machine. As I said, Tommy John, 1-1 coming into this, goes for the Dodgers, and Tom Hume, not known for his starting abilities, on the hill for the Reds. We think we got a good one for you. Let's get right to it, shall we? And we say, hello, Lorenzo, how are you? Good to have you along, DJ John. And DJ John gets a Left Coast game for Left Coast Stream. Robbie, how you doing, buddy? Glad to have you along on this Tuesday afternoon. You'll see this tomorrow night on YouTube. And so the first of 3 baseball games for you, 2 live, 1 on tape. And tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, they're playing some sort of football game in Miami this Sunday. Are you familiar with that? Anyway, we'll have a pre-play of that for you. But now, back to immersion time, and Tommy John starting his 3rd game of the year. TJ, 2-1 or 1-1 on the year. And he has my favorite ERA. It's pie. I love pie. His last start against the Braves was here in Los Angeles 5 nights ago. 9 innings, 4 hits, a shutout. He walked 1 and struck out 2. He features a fastball, and that goes at 84 miles an hour. So it's a Bugs Bunny fastball. And Tommy John, of course, throws the ground ball extraordinaire. 14 1/3 innings for TJ. 14 hits, 2 home runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And yeah, it's kind of appropriate that we're in Los Angeles the night after I do the Kobe Bryant tribute, and I'll get into that in a few minutes. But first, let me give you the lineups for the Cincinnati Reds, who are 7-5. And actually, let's do some standing, shall we? Here's the situation. San Diego is also tied in this three-way mess early on the year at 5-3. Houston, Atlanta, and San Francisco. San Francisco should be better. They've started 3-7. How you doing, Tribe fan? Nice to have you along. In the East, Pittsburgh by 2 over the Mets. I think Al Red Sox fan is managing the Mets. Philly and Cubs all 5-5. St. Louis 4-7. California, by the way, 9-2 on the year. Minnesota 10-4. You'll see the Angels and the Twins live on Thursday. The Twins have won 5 straight. And in the American League East, the Yankees are 8-2. The Red Sox are 6-4. The Yankees are the tape game. I believe I had them against Milwaukee. Anyway, as promised, here's a lineup for Cincinnati. Pete Rose does what he does best, lead off at third base. Ken Griffey is the right fielder. He'll bat second as you hear the F-35 take off behind me. Joe Morgan at second, bats third. His home run turned out to be the difference in last night's game. George Foster cleans up in left. Johnny Bench behind the plate bats fifth. Dan Dreesen at first will bat sixth. Rick Auerbach at short will bat seventh, though Davey Concepcion. Cesar Geronimo in center field bats eighth. And Tom Hume, getting one of the rare starts of the year, is on the mound batting ninth. Defensively for the Dodgers, Dusty Baker in left field, the newest manager of the Houston Astros, by the way, is a 7-4 and left. I think it's a great hire for Houston. Rick Monday, a 4-3 in center. Reggie Smith, a 5-8 in right. And the infield, the Penguin, Ron Say, a 7. Billy Russell's an 8 at short, and a hell of a center. Davey Lopes, a 10 at second. And Steve Garvey, a 9 at first. Yeager, a 7-8 behind the plate. And Tommy John is an 8 on the mound with a 9.47 fielding percentage. Rose, 294, a home run, and 6 RBI. And finally, at 12:07, Eastern will get underway, and there's a fly ball to left. Baker going back in the corner, 1 out. So that's what Tommy John needs. He needs to keep the ball on the ground, get through his innings, and we'll see what the Dodger pen has to offer. Ken Griffey at 250, 2 triples, and 3 RBI. And so no new followers or subscribers since we talked to you last, but that's okay. So the first of 4 live streams for you this week on Twitch. 2 baseball games and 2 football games. Pitch to Griffey is a little looper, and it's going to get down in right center. Monday will pick it up, and the Reds have a hit. Brings up Joe Morgan. He must have smashed out one to center. Of course, it's marked 395 to dead center here at Dodger Stadium. Guess what? It is not 395. It's always been 400. Joe at 239, that home run last night, and 8 RBI. Griffey not a threat to steal. John delivers, and Morgan, well, he takes the pitch, snap, throw down to Garvey, and Griffey's back. So 1-0 count. That was not a pitch out, pitch out. If you've got the latest patch to the baseball game, we're talking about this, I forget who it was with, whether or not you should patch. They finally put the weather information back on top of the toolbar, which you can't see on the stream because I've got that cut off. But now, you now get the stadium effects up there. So I can tell you that left-handed batters at Dodger Stadium have a 4% above average hitting chance and a 12% better chance of a home run. Meanwhile, right-handed batters will bat 1% better and have a 13% better chance than 78 average for a home run. That's new. Pitch to Morgan. The 1-0 struck him out. He got him to chase it, a 1-2 fastball. As I said, Tommy John never threw that hard, and that 84-mile-an-hour fastball really is a Bugs Bunny pitch. 2 out for Foster. 224. 3 home runs and 7 RBI. I believe, Robbie, it came out last week. So if you have a patch from around the 20th of January, I've updated all 4 of the games I have you are all set. And that just cosmetic right there, to me, makes a big difference. I really miss the weather being at the top of the screen. You can see it, the sun shining for a night game, and the right to left at 7 miles an hour. But getting that temperature in, to me, makes a big difference. Runner on first, pitch to Foster, and Tommy John struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 changeup to swing and miss. No runs, no hits, no errors. Half an inning in the book. The Reds get nothing. Here come the Dodgers. And Tom Hume, better known as a reliever, 0-1 on the year, with a 3.60 ERA. His 2 starts came against the Astros, once in Cincinnati, but his last time out at the Astrodome on the 14th. 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 4 and struck out 3 in the loss. He is a fastball pitcher, and he can top out at 87. And it's a good pitcher for Dodger Stadium because he is a fly ball pitcher. Overall, 15 innings so far, 16 hits allowed. The home run, he walked 4 and struck out 6. So here's the lineup he'll face. Davey Lopes will lead off and play second base. Billy Russell is at short. He'll bat second. How you doing, Mr. Utah Mike? Reggie Smith is in right. He'll bat third. Ansay at third will clean up. Steve Garvey, slicking his hair back, will bat fifth. You know, I mentioned this in the open, but it's good to see Dusty Baker back in the dugout. He'll be in left field batting sixth. Rick Monday is in center. He'll bat seventh. A slow start for Rick in 78. Steve Yeager will catch and bat eighth, and Tommy John, who threw 16 pitches, will bat ninth. I think the tape game, which you will see on YouTube Thursday, will be the Yankees and... I gotta wait. The Yankees and the Brewers from Yankee Stadium. And because we sometimes switch out games that we don't think are going to be competitive, and I forgot what game I switched out. But I know that the other live game this week is the Twins and Angels from Anaheim. Defensively for Cincinnati, Foster a 5 and a 5 and left. Geronimo a... Please wait while we reestablish our connection. There, are we back? Fine. Geronimo is a 9 and a 5 in center. Ken Griffey is a 7 and 8 in right. I really need to make one of those technical difficulty slides for YouTube when I do this. Pete Rose is a 4 at third. Rick Auerbach is at 3 at short. Joe Morgan a 9 at second. And Dan Dreesen an 8 at first. Johnny Bench a 9 and an 8 behind the plate. We've told you about Hume. We'll tell you about Davey Lopes at 317. No homers and 3 RBI. He could bunt, but I don't want to. Pitch from Hume, who was an 8 on the mound. Got him to swing and miss at an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. And that's how this one starts for the Dodgers. 0-1. Lorenzo, thank you so much for the sub. Lorenzo's giving me some bits, and now don't forget you can connect if you are watching or catching our live streams. If you have the Twitch Prime thing and you haven't committed to it yet, you can connect that with your Amazon Prime for free. Oh, she heard me. For free, and it won't cost you a dime. Tape game is going to be Brewers-Yankees. Bill Russell at 171. No homers and 2 RBI. And that's kind of appropriate that you had to hang up the wire hangers. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Pitch from Hume to Russell is a ground ball base hit. It's a little looper over. Oh, come on. Morgan for a base hit. And there's a single. And so there goes a no-hitter. Here comes Reggie Smith at 237. 2 homers already. He hit 29 in the real year. And 6 RBI. So runner on first, 1 out for Reggie Smith, not Jackson. Pitch from Hume and throw to first, and Russell's back. He's not a threat to steal. That's ridiculous. Hume looks at the plate and delivers. Got him! Reggie Smith swung on and missed at the fastball, and there's 2 out. Ron Say, the batter, the Penguin at 242. No homers. 823 in the real year. And an RBI. So 2 out, 1 on. It'll do that because I'm trying to do too much with the processor. And so that's why I tape the games on my hard drive, because my connection to Twitch, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I have almost real-time latency. So I can actually be in the same batter, look over, and comment, as opposed to YouTube, where sometimes it's a 30 to 45 second lag. Pitch or throw to first, and Russell's back again. Here's Say. Hopefully you didn't get stuck with another ad. Let's see if Hume actually throws home this time. Pitch to Say. He does. And there's a ground ball, left side base hit. So Russell will hold at second. Auerbach. Man, this is going to hurt Sparky to have Auerbach at short. He made a poor play on it. And the Dodgers have runners on first and second. 2 out for Garvey. Steve at 297. A home run and 9 RBI. I haven't played in a while. I've kind of battled something, Lorenzo. Been doing the streams. And if you missed it, we'll talk about this after it's Garvey. Garvey, 21 homers in 78, but drove in 113. Pitch from Hume. Got him! He got him to chase an 0-2 fastball on at the belt. And Garvey slams the bat at the plate, and Hume just kind of pumps his fist. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. The Dodgers strand 2. After 1, Cincinnati nothing, Los Angeles nothing. Robbie, that might actually be the latest patch. I did not check to see what it was. I knew I had to update them all, and I did. I got the basketball one to work. I did it last night before the Kobe game. It'll be benched Dreesen and Auerbach for the Reds here in a second. Bench at 311, 2 homers and 7 RBI. You know, I did the Kobe Bryant tribute game for a couple of reasons. A, you can't not pay attention to greatness, even if you don't follow the sport. But to think that Bryant wasn't anything but one of the best ever to do what he did, then you got your head stuck in the sand. You got to honor him. And to do it, to be gone at 41, and the way that he went is heart-wrenching enough. But to lose his daughter in the process, that is just heart-wrenching. And I'm sure John and Lorenzo, who are in California, can tell you just the massive amount of outpouring of affection that's going on out there. Lakers, by the way, were supposed to play tonight, Tuesday, the 28th, against the Clippers, but they will now play Friday night at home against Portland. And I'm sure ESPN, if they don't have that game, will take that game, and we will see it nationally. There is no game against the Clippers. That game has been postponed. So we'll all see the Portland Laker game on Friday night. Just absolutely heartbreaking. And so I wasn't sure if I wanted to do greatest players and do a Celtics-Lakers game. Yep, no, it's true. The Lakers said it's too soon. They can't. I don't think they've released a statement as of about 11:30 this morning. They're waiting for they're taking their cues from Vanessa. Thank you, Robbie. I do appreciate it. And so I had the 20. I have each decade's best team for franchise, not the best players, but the best actual individual team. And so if you've not watched that on YouTube, it is the 06-07 San Antonio Spurs against the 08-09 Lakers. And the only thing I'll say is I thought we were going to have a colossal mess up there because somebody who was being honored got into foul trouble early in the second half. Johnny at 311, 2 homers and 7 RBI. Tommy John patiently delivers, and Bench will slap that one all the way to the wall in left center. He's going for 2. He's got it. It's a double. And that'll bring up Dan Dreesen at 286, a homer, and 6 RBIs. Thank you, John. I'm glad you liked it. It was tough to do. It really was tough to do. I don't know if Mr. Mike is still with us. Pitch to Dreesen. Got him! So Tommy John has struck out 3 of the first 4 outs have come by way of the K. He got him on a 1-2 fastball for strike 3. I see a counselor every other Monday, and the only thing I could compare it to was Thurman Munson, and how, growing up a Red Sox fan, to have that happened when I was 7. And I remember being on the floor in my babysitter's living room and crying, absolutely crying about it. And that was pretty much how I felt yesterday morning telling that story. And so, just gone way too soon, way too tragically. And you might not respect people as much while they're alive, but from what I've learned about Kobe Bryant in the last 36 hours, I have a reservoir of love and respect for everyone involved. Rick Auerbach back to the game, 0 for 5 on the year. He struck out 3 times. And Lorenzo says our sports heroes and people we admire in the sports world are near and dear to us. Ain't that the truth? And absolutely. But you knew when Ali died, that was coming. That was absolutely coming. And that's, I think, the difference. Robbie says that's the thing about tribute games and the computer games the AI still tries to win. It was nice. I'm not going to give anything else away. I'm glad the game became competitive. But in baseball, when we've done those games, you can kind of control how long the player plays. In basketball, that might not always be the case. Pitch to Auerbach. Here's a long drive to left, and Baker turns and watches it go. So Rick Auerbach has homered to left center, and it's 2-0 Cincinnati. Now, what I expected out of that, did you? Auerbach just got a piece of that fastball and put it in the bleachers in left center. You try to have it in the right place. And I understand that the viewers of my stuff and your stuff aren't necessarily in the demo that watches the NBA today. I must confess, however, Cesar Geronimo, by the way, 244, a homer, and 3 RBI. John delivers, and there's a ground ball to Lopes behind the bag over to Garvey for the out. I must confess, and I really haven't watched the NBA in earnest since Jordan retired. The first, with the Bulls, not the Wizards. Tom Hume, by the way, 0 for 6 on the year. He struck out 4 times. 2 out, top of the second, 2-0 Reds. Pitch from John to Hume, and it gets away from Yeager on strike 3. Throw down to first, and Tommy John has 5 strikeouts. Would you believe that? 2 runs on the shot by Rick Auerbach. 2 hits and no errors. Inning and a half in the books. 2-0 Reds. And I'll tell you about Dusty Baker after I take a drink. Dusty at 303, a homer, and 4 RBI. I gotta confess, I don't know what I was expecting last night. Obviously, when you do a tribute game, for anybody, we've done a handful of them, and we'll do them as needed, or fights, or what have you. You want that player to play really well, okay? That's the whole point. You don't want to invite, be on someone's cell phone and poop all over the player. That's just ridiculous. But I really enjoyed that game. For me, that was an entertaining ball game between 2 good teams. I got into it. I wasn't sure if I would or not. Baker, I gave you the numbers. Pitch from Hume. And there's a fly ball in the shallow center. Geronimo comes in and makes the catch for the out. By the way, the AFC wildcard game was uploaded this morning, too, onto YouTube. Robbie says, I'm not huge into the NBA, but my main real like in basketball is college. But you do have to honor greatness when the time comes. Absolutely. Rick Monday at 188, a homer, and 6 RBI. Pitch to Monday from Hume, ball 4. And so the Dodgers get the 1-out walk. So I said, I believe it's the Brewers and Yankees are the tape game. Yeah, it's up. I did not do that live. I did not need to deal with Troll City. And I figured that when you're doing something as time-sensitive and as wide open, because no one has a neutral opinion on Kobe Bryant, that I did not want to deal with the trolls. And here, I got to figure out how to make mods. I just wasn't going to do it. And so it was just easier for me to do it and do it on tape and then upload it, which is what we did. Steve Yeager at 300. He has 2 home runs and 30 at-bats and 8 RBI. Hume to throws to first, and Monday's not going to steal. Oh, my goodness. Yeager, by the way, sitting on an 8-game hitting streak. Pitch from Hume, and Steve got him. A late called strike on a 1-2 fastball, and Tommy and Steve just kind of go, nope, that wasn't a strike. And let's see, who's our umpire today? ID Jester will make it because he can't be here to defend himself. Said, yep, you both said bad things about the Cardinals. Tommy John is 1 for 5 on the year. 121 hitter in real life. Pitch from Hume, and John pops it up. Bench takes off the mask, goes over to the screen, and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2, it's the Reds 2, the Dodgers nothing. Top of the lineup to face TJ here in the 3rd. Rose, Griffey, and Morgan. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Lorenzo. And again, it's a case of you just kind of want the moment to flow. And honestly, I'm not as good at basketball as I am with the other sports, although it's the one sport I've done for real. Too bad you can't do as many. I can do that to have followers only in the talk in there, but I really wanted to give people an opportunity to comment on their own. And also, if I did it live on Twitch, I'd have to wait 24 hours to upload. And I thought if I waited any longer than Monday night, it would have been too long to do. Rose is 0 for 1. John, 35 pitches, 2 innings. 9 batters, 3 hits. The 2-run homer by Auerbach. And struck out 4, which is nuts. John delivers. Rose ground ball to Lopes. Over to first, and Garvey is on the bag, 1 away. So John kind of needs an easy inning here. And Griffey singled his first time up. 1 for 1. Pitch from John. Got him! He got him on a 2-2 breaking ball for strike 3. Swung on and missed, and that's 5 for Tommy John. Who in the world of Max Scherzer is going on here with Tommy John? Thank you, Robbie. I do appreciate it. Joe Morgan struck out his first time up. 2-0 Reds, 2 out, top the 3rd. From Dodger Stadium, Morgan, fly ball to right. Smith in the corner makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2.5, it's the Reds 2, the Dodgers nothing. Hopefully everybody's rabbit ears are all attuned to Retro Sports Network, playing like a $6 million man. Top of the lineup for the Dodgers to face Hume. Tom, 2 innings, 42 pitches. Through 9 batters, 2 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts, one of them being Davey Lopes. Neither one of these pitchers you would associate with being a strikeout fiend. 64 degrees at Dodger Stadium. The wind's blowing in at 7 from right. They play for the bunt. Lopes will swing. Left center field. Geronimo going back there, running a long way, and he makes a fantastic catch against the wall. He leapt and made the catch against that teal seafoam blue, and there's 1 out. Even the 40,000 late arrivals here at Dodger Stadium are giving that one a hand. Here's Russell. Bill is 1 for 1. He's got one of the 2 Dodger hits, that being a single. DJ John, and I kind of poke ahead at some of these as we go through. I stopped watching the NBA about 15 years ago. Kobe fell out of favor with me after the Colorado incident. Yep, me too. Me too. In the last 36 hours, I've learned a lot about Kobe, and it seems like he turned his life around. We've all done stupid things, and life is about learning from your mistakes and forgiveness. Amen, my friend. Amen. And we forget. And I don't want to go into the he said, she said thing about all that. But he was what, 20 when that happened? How many dumb things in life do we do at 20 years old? Just think about that for a minute. But DJ John, absolutely, I agree with you 1,000%. And the Kobe Bryant, the man, impresses the snot right out of me. Bill Russell singled his first time up. Pitch from Hume, and there's a ground ball to Dreesen. Takes it to the bag, and there's one away. Or there's an out. Uncle Ron's not paying too much attention. 2 out for Reggie Smith, who struck out his first time up. 2-0 Reds, bottom of the 3rd. Hume delivers, and there's a line drive to right that Griffey will pick up on a hop. Griffey came in, he made the dive and couldn't get there, and Reggie Smith has himself a single. 3rd hit for the Dodgers. And that'll bring up Ronnie Say, who singled his first time up. And Smith is a threat to run. And that's just what he'll do. He takes a lead. Bench will throw it down to Morgan. Not in time. So Reggie Smith with the steal, his 2nd of the year. The Dodgers have a runner in scoring position. I got to go back and read what was said before. Robbie says, generally the thing is, the older you get, you hopefully learn that, gee, what I did at 20 was make some dumb choices, and you learn to treat others better too. Now I'm trying to get there. Lorenzo says, true, I felt the same, but he certainly redeemed himself and rehabbed his image mainly on the strength of his work ethic and charitable work. But the man went out there after he retired from the NBA and won an Oscar. Say, 1 for 1. He's got a single and has a chance to bring home Reggie Smith. Hume delivers, and there's a fly ball center field. Geronimo makes the catch to retire the side. No runs to hit. The Dodgers leave one on. No errors. After 3, it's the Reds 2, the Dodgers nothing. Kobe did not go to college, entered the NBA out of high school, which must have been so at 17. Are you kidding me? A big jump to make, and certainly susceptible to the many temptations of sudden fame and riches. And to echo that point, Lorenzo, all you got to do is look at the story of Dwight Gooden, who came out of the Hillsborough region of Tampa. And look what he was doing at 19, 20 years old. And in New York City, where the pressure in that place is just through the roof. And, yeah, thanks. Who hasn't made dumb choices when they were 20? For sure. Not George Foster, who was with the Giants, I think, when he was 20. For the Reds tonight, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Pitch from John, and Foster strikes out. That's 6 for Tommy John. He looked at an 0-2 breaking ball at 77. 1 out for Johnny Bench, who doubled and scored on the Rick Auerbach homer in the 2nd. 1 out, top the 4th. John delivers, struck him out. Tommy John has struck out 7. Strike 3 called on an 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Here's Dan Dreesen. He struck out his first time up. John deals. Got him! Are you kidding me? A full count pitch looking. No runs, no hits, no errors. Tommy John strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Cincinnati 2, Los Angeles nothing. Brings up Garvey, Baker, and Monday. Garvey struck out his first time up. Hume has struck out 4 in 3 innings. We secretly replaced the baseballs from 1978 and placed them with 2019 baseballs. Let's see if anybody notices. Pitch to Garvey, ball 4. So Steve stands on first, puts his fingers through his hair, and brings up Dusty Baker. 0 for 1. Monday to follow, and then Yeager if the inning should continue. Pitch from Hume. Well, Hume and Bench are going to chat. Johnny goes through the signs. Hume delivers. Struck him out. And that's 5 for Hume and 1 out. And yeah, Tommy John might be asked to pee into a cup. What did they do to your elbow fine, sir? Brings up Rick Monday, who walked, one of the 2 walks that Hume has thrown. Throw to first, Garvey's back. Pitch. And Monday, ground ball to Dreesen. Might be 2. Nope, he's going to take it to first himself and get the sure out on Monday. So Garvey moves to second. 2 out for Yeager, who struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Tommy John on deck. Hume throwing a 3-hitter through 3 2/3. Here's the pitch to Yeager. Garvey goes. Low little number down to Dreesen. Flips it to Hume covering, and Yeager is out. They got him on a bang-bang flip. No runs, no hits, a runner left. After 4, Cincinnati 2, Los Angeles nothing. The other funny thing is, last night, I usually go by city names, and I liked the name Los Angeles. And so the first half of the game or so, it's every time that something comes up, it's Los Angeles. And I realized that no one calls them Los Angeles. It's L.A., and I had to adjust as the game went along. Yeah, Dusty Baker, DJ John, I think will be a good manager of the Astros, and I think he's a calming influence in that clubhouse. The Nats loved him. There was no doubt about it. They loved him. Robbie says, I got thinking about how Kobe never went to college and drafted out of high school. Doesn't seem like a huge gamble for an NBA team to draft the right player out of high school. Doesn't it? Yes, it is a huge gamble. Because, as we found out, there's just not enough playing time, and you need a year to mature. Today, I think Kobe would have gone in the G League for a full year, and I might have broken through when he showed it. Moses Malone, Spencer Haywood, I believe, tested that. Kevin Garnett never played in college. Auerbach hit that 2-run homer in the second. That's the only runs in the game as we start the top of the 5th. 2-run shot. This time it's a line drive base hit up the middle. Rick Monday will pick it up on a hop. And Auerbach is 2 for 2. He's going for 2. The throw to Lopes is not in time. So Monday kind of lollygagged it. And Auerbach is on with a double. Garvey and Say come. Of course, LeBron. I'll get to LeBron in a second. We play for the bunt. Geronimo will strike out. Tommy John got him on an 0-2 curve. And there's 1 out and 9 strikeouts for John. LeBron probably could have played in the NBA, Mr. Mike, after his junior year. I remember watching LeBron, the high school game they had with Dick Vitale and maybe it was Dan Schulman calling it. And he was a man among the boys. LeBron, as a basketball prodigy, is probably the best this generation's ever seen. I mean, it would be like going back in a time machine and watching Chamberlain and Bird or Russell or Magic play in high school. Just absolute talent. Absolute talent. Playing for the bunt again. Hume lays one down. John throws it to Lopes, and they get the out. So 2 out, now we're back on third. 18 batters for TJ, 66 pitches, 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits. A home run allowed. That was to Rick Auerbach, of all people. And 9 strikeouts. Pete Rose is 0 for 2. John delivers, and Rose hits a ground ball to Russell. Over to Garvey. This might be close, and he beat it out. Rose found the afterburners in that big old rump of his and beat it out. It's 3-0 Cincinnati. I don't think Russell made a bad play on it, or Rose just rumbled right down there. Lorenzo says, I still remember Jabbar's 71-game winning streak at Power Memorial in New York. These guys have an early age, just special gifts. And remember, speaking of unbelievable talent, Michael Jordan got cut by his junior high team. Who is the kid that beat out Michael Jordan for a spot on a junior high team? That just boggles my mind. Yeah, as far as the Astro situation is concerned, baseball as a whole suffers from that. Who was the coach? It wasn't his dad, was it? Pitch to Griffey, and there's a ground ball to short. Lopes, long throw to Garvey, and that's an out. So Griffey's out, and we're halfway home. The Reds get a run on 2 hits and no errors. After halfway home, Cincinnati 3, the Dodgers nothing. We'll be back on Twitch in 30 seconds. As soon as I can find where my mouse went. There we go. All right, the in-game box score. Tommy John, 5 innings, 5 hits. He struck out 9, 3 runs all earned. Tom Hume threw 4, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. The Reds is a team hitting .253. The Dodgers, .255. And I don't know the details of that bad tryout. And maybe because I live in the not basketball-rich heritage of Vermont. But I think if you just signed up for a team up here, you'd make it. Sherlock Holmes in the Case of the Disappearing Mouse. Is that the ad that you saw? Tommy John's 0 for 1. Tom Hume delivers to start the bottom of the 5th, and Tommy John draws a walk. Well, what Hume wanted to do, through 18 batters, 74 pitches, 4+ innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. No runs. Davey Lopes is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch. Got him! Hume got him to look at an 0-2 fastball for strike 3. And Lopes is beside... You never saw an ad. Okay. I ran an ad break. I ran a 30-second ad break. Well, you saw content on the screen. That's what matters. And for the YouTube folks, okay. Did you get one, John, when you started? I now have a counter, and I can't show you it, but it tells me that anyone who joins in the next 8.5 minutes will not see an ad. You go right to me. So Russell 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. John on first, 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Yep, this game is running long, but we've had a good conversation, and that's important. There's a ground ball to Rose. Morgan for 1. They're going to go around the horn. Here comes Russell. No. Actually, no, I didn't. What do you mean? Russell beat it out. Russell beat it out. I had the box. I did. Oh, you didn't see an opening yet. Oh, well, that's curious. Okay. I don't see him. I get a special feed because I'm special. Here's Reggie Smith. Speaking of special, he's singled, stole a base, and struck out. He's 1 for 2. No, that's exactly why I'm doing this. I love the live interaction back and forth. No good deed goes unpunished. That's why, Lorenzo, I don't tell you who I am in Eve and where I am in Eve, because that good deed would certainly get punished. Pitch to Reggie Smith is a fly ball right center. Griffey and Geronimo go way back there. 3-2. Reggie Smith pile drives one into the right center field bleachers. 403 feet. And the Dodgers have cut it to 3-2. Hume threw a fastball that Smith just absolutely demolished. That went halfway up the right center field bleachers. Lorenzo, I don't take anything in that game personally. Trust me on that. But I appreciate it. But sometimes you're the mouse and sometimes you're the cat. And I enjoy being that. DJ John says, here come the Dodgers, led by my 1978 Strat MVP replay MVP, Reggie Smith. That was big. Dodgers and Reds would be tied for first on his 19th of April if the Dodgers win. Say he's 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to first. Dreesen will take it to the bag himself for the out. And that will do it. 2 runs on the big boom by Reggie Smith. After 5, Cincinnati 3, the Dodgers 2. No errors in the game. The Dodgers have stranded 5. The Redlegs 2. Morgan, Foster, and Bench to face Tommy John here in the 6th. Morgan 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch from John is a fly ball left field. Baker, 1 out. George Foster has struck out both times. There can't be many times after 1974 where Tommy John had a 10 strikeout game. He doesn't have it yet. But he's got sitting on 9 with 1 out in the 6th. Pitch from TJ. There's 10 right there. He got him to swing and miss on a Bugs Bunny breaking ball, and Foster has struck out 3 times. And so, yep, Tommy John has struck out 10 in 5 2/3 innings. And that'll bring up Johnny Bench, who doubled, scored on the homer by Auerbach, and struck out. He's 1 for 2. 59 degrees. The women have put on a sweatshirt over their tanks. Pitch from John, and Bench foul tips it. Did you try to bunt? I just got a piece of it. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes. John from the wind. Here's a ground ball to Garvey. Takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. The Reds go down quietly in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. There's some good work there. Yeah, 10 strikeouts by Tommy John. 5.5 down, 3-2 Reds. Be Garvey, Baker, and Monday. Garvey has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Hume delivers, and Garvey right back to Hume. Look what I found. Mom went away. Goes 1-3 on the card. And now bring up Dusty Baker, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left on by the Reds. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 5 left on for the Dodgers. Pitch from Hume, and Dusty fly ball deep right. Griffey goes in the corner, and it's got it. He reached in the stands and broke the heart of a kid from Hollywood. Not the only time in your life, kid, you're going to have your heart broken. So Griffey gets the out. 2 out for Rick Monday, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch from Hume is a fly ball to right. Griffey in that same corner, and he kips it, makes the catch on the field. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 6 at Dodger Stadium. The Reds 3, Los Angeles 2. Tommy John giving me the fatigue warning. Considering he struck out 10 through 6, yeah, I could see why. On the wrong end of a 3-2 ball game, and John is due to bat second for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 7th. Dan Dreesen has struck out twice. 0 for 2. There's a liner in the left center field for a base hit. And Dreesen has an opposite field single. That's the 6th hit for the Reds. Rick Auerbach has had the game of his life. He has a double and a 2-run homer in the 2nd. And the Reds lead 3-2. John goes home, and there's a bunt down. Yeager fields it, throws it to Lopes, and the sacrifice works. It goes on the card, 2-4, 1 out, and Geronimo at the plate. Garvey and Say play for the bunt. John's pitch to Geronimo struck him out. A 1-2 changeup at 75, and that's 11 strikeouts for Tommy John. Brings up Tom Hume, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And the amazing thing about this is John is not in line for a win. If the Dodgers don't come back, Tommy John is going to lose this game. Pitch to Hume. There's a ground ball, right side base hit. Dreesen will score easily, and it's 4-2 Cincinnati. And so Hume on first for Rose. And through 27 batters, John, 99 pitches, 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, the home run by Rick Auerbach of all people, no walks, which is not unusual, and 11 strikeouts. He better get the win. Well, you better talk to that offense. Rose is 1 for 3 with a single. Now he's 2 for 4 as he lines that one in the center. Hume goes to third, and you kind of wonder now if Tommy John is sniffing from that 76 station out in center field. Ken Griffey, not Jr., and you can hear the Dodger fans groan. Yep. Ken Griffey 1 for 3. He's got himself a single and a strikeout. Yeager and John have a few words. Tommy delivers, ground ball to Russell. Flips it to Lopes for the fielder's choice, and that will retire the side. The Reds get another run on 3 hits and no errors. They strand 2. 6 at stretch time, 4-2 Cincy. Well, that's your last call for Tecate. Steve Yeager is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and you can't leave Tommy John in. You're going to need base runners. Hume's pitch to Yeager, ground ball to Auerbach, over to Dreesen for the out. So Tommy John's night is going to be done after 7. Tom Hume is throwing a gem of his own. Righty. Who have I got that can hit against a righty? Wow. Johnny Oates, no relation to Darrell Hall. 1 for 4, a single and an RBI. 307, 6 RBIs on the real season. Hume delivers. Oates, and there's a little looper that's going to get down in the left center field for a single. Yep, the national anthem I have not played. I think I played it in the first game I did. And take me... Oh, Christ. Really? We gonna get another error here? No. And yeah, take me out of the ball game. And let's put the Patreon ad over it. Davey Lopes is... Please stand by as we have another technical glitch right here on Retro Sports Network. Come on. Am I still... Nope. All right, we're back. I got to figure out a way to make this work better. Man, this is frustrating as anything. All right, Oates on first. Lopes at the plate. Davey 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. Tom Hume, 102 pitches, 6 in the third innings, 5 hits. A homer. He's walked 6. I do not recall the name of the Dodgers organist in the 1970s. John Kiley, I know. Jane Jarvis, I know. And I don't know who the Yankee Stadium one was. Who was it, Mr. Richich? Pitch to Lopes is a fly ball left center field. Geronimo was there for the out. Helen Dell. Was her husband a farmer? Was her husband Farmer John? Bill Run for 3. He's got himself a single and a run scored. Hume delivers. And there's a ground ball base hit left side. Oates will go to third. That play, he did not. And the Dodgers have runners in the corners, and Sparky's wasting no time. Pedro Bourbon coming in. We got a pitching change from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. Yep, we're back. Computer's not having a good day. Bourbon 1-0 on the year. 3.12 ERA. 8 2/3 innings of release, 7 hits. A homer. He has walked 2 and struck out 4. He pitched Monday night against these Dodgers. He drew a no decision. 1 inning, 1 hit. He gave up a run. It was earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 4. The win, by the way, came against the Astros. He's pitched against Houston 5 times this year already. And Bourbon's nickname? Dracula. DJ John knew better than to touch the joke I made about Helen Dell. Reggie Smith hit the home run his last time up, 2 for 3. Single, a strikeout, and a homer. And he can give the Dodgers the lead with 1 swing of the bat. Bourbon with a 4.98 real-life ERA in 78. Let's see what happens. Smith, and there's a liner in the right center field. Oates will score. Russell goes to third. Smith is 3 for 4, and it's 4-3. Cincinnati. Ron Say 1 for 3. He's got himself a single. Reggie Smith now is 3 RBI in the game. I won't call you Farmer DJ John. Don't forget to get your Dodger dogs. Farmer John Pork Products. Dodger dogs and everything else, so good. No, I was going for the perverse joke, being with the farmer and the Dell. Pitch to Say 1 for 3. And there's a line drive right center field. Russell scores. Smith will round third. He will hold. Say is in standing at second, and the Dodgers have taken Tommy John off the hook. 4-4. I told you Bourbon was risky. Tom Hume now can get no decision. And that'll bring up Steve Garvey, who is 0 for 2. He is walked out. And you look at the prediction box, it's a 340 average right now. Tommy John can now get the win if Reggie Smith scores, because we haven't put in a new pitcher yet. Bourbon deals. Struck him out. So they get TJ off the hook. The Dodgers get 2 runs on 4 hits and no errors. Yes, he does, Lorenzo. After 7, the Reds 4, the Dodgers 4. Lefty, righty, righty. We went with Castillo. 4th hitter, so I need to go with someone that's going to go 1 inning. So Terry Forster, top fireman for the Dodgers, coming in. He's only thrown a third of an inning with a strikeout. 1.93 ERA in real life, 5 4, with 22 saves. In 65 in the third innings, he allowed 56 hits. 2 homers, walked 23, and struck out 46. He's here to face Morgan, Foster, and Bench. Whole new shiny ball game here in the 8th. 4-4. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for both teams. The Dodgers have left 7 on, and the Reds 4. And yep, we're going to go blow past 1 o'clock. So later on Retro Sports Network, a special edition of How Uncle Ron comes up with the bad television tags for the football games. What really is on Ron's mind? Stay tuned for Nightline after your late local news on Retro Sports Network, starring Ted Koppel's 1985 toupee. Morgan 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Ground ball to Say. Over to Garvey for the out. So Forster got the lefty. Here's George Foster, who was struck out all 3 times. I'm stunned. Tommy John struck out 11. Forster deals. Make it a foursome for Foster as Forster got him on the outside corner. Thanks, Robbie. So 2 out and nobody on for Johnny Bench, who has doubled and struck out. He's 1 for 3. Scored on the Auerbach homer, which seems like it was a while ago. Forster deals. Bench pops it up left side. Say, going to reach into the dugout. Nope. Somebody from Waterbury, Vermont made that catch because it's Hollywood, and you go out and visit. So Bench has a 1-2 count. Forster from the wind. Right back to Terry, over to Garvey, and that will retire the side. Reds go down in order, 7.5 in the books, 4-4. So it's Baker, Mundy, and Yeager, and if anybody should reach, a pinch hitter for Forster. If not, then Tommy, I might be tempted to keep Forster in the game, especially with 2 lefties coming up, Dreesen Auerbach and Geronimo. So let's see if the Dodgers give me something to think about here. Baker is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Bourbon delivers, and there's a ground ball to Rose. Over to first for the out. So thanks for hanging through all the technical glitches this afternoon. Rick Monday, 0 for 2. He's got a walk. Pitch. Struck him out. And now Lasorda, I think, kind of wants Yeager to give himself up. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Remember, Dreesen, Auerbach, and Geronimo against the potential lefty. Okay, so it is up to date. So thanks for letting me know, Robbie. So it would be January 11th is the date of that patch. Bourbon deals, and Yeager lays down. He got him to look at a 1-2 pitch for strike 3. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Cardiac time, kiddies, after 8, 4-4. So let's see what Sparky does with Dreesen here. He is 1 for 3. He has struck out twice, singled, and scored. I am feeling better. I'm being asked by DJ John when the next Digital at Ice podcast is. Dave really got sick, and I fought something off. And so Dave is feeling much better. And I assume that once he gets through the busy part of his week, that we will tape something Thursday or Friday. So look for it sometime before that football game on Sunday. Pitch to Dreesen. Ground ball to third. Say comes in. Over to Garvey. 1 away. Here's Rick Auerbach. One of the biggest surprises, I think, of the ball game. He's doubled and homered. He's 2 for 2. Forster delivers, and there's a sharp line drive to Russell. He catches that lace one, and there's 2 out for Geronimo. See if Sparky goes to the bench. Geronimo has struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. Forster deals, and it's a ground ball to Lopes behind the bag, over to first. And the Dodgers get the Reds in order in the top of the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 9th, pinch hitter coming. 4-4 the score. And in comes Manny Mota, who is 0 for 1 on the year. 10 for 33 as a pinch hitter, and 6 RBI. Did not hit righties very well. Thank you, Robbie. And so everybody up now. Manny can't hit a homer, but if he can get on, it's Lopes, Russell, and Smith. Bourbon deals. Lee Lacy, not Leon, it's Lee Lacy, will come in to pinch run. So the winning run is on first. Lopes is 0 for 4. He has struck out twice. Bourbon now has thrown 10 innings on the year with a 2.70 ERA. Lopes really not much of a position to bunt or hit and run. Bourbon has allowed 3 runners and 4 hits, or 4 base runners rather. 3 base runners. You know what I mean. Pitch to Lopes, throw to first, Lacy back. That's what threw me off when I did the open. I've never seen it spelled Leon Lacy before. It's Lee, which is why you don't see a picture there. Now they'll pay attention to Lopes. Fly ball center field. Geronimo has it for the first out. Lorenzo doing the college football season now. The patches are easy, and this one's for the baseball I think is great. I mentioned it earlier. If you're skipping around on the tube or joined us late, now in that top bar above the taskbar, you can't see it in the stream because I cut it off intentionally. It now tells you the weather and the stadium effects. So I can tell you that lefties hit for more power and a better average than righties do. Bill Russell has singled and scored twice. He's 2 for 4. Lacy the winning run on first. 1 out. Bottom of the 9th. Pitch from Bourbon. Little number to second. Auerbach to Morgan for 1. And they will not throw. So 2 out. Russell is on first for Reggie Smith, who would be the game MVP for Digital Dice if it ended right now. He is 3 for 4. He had a 2-run shot deep in the bleachers in right center, and then had an RBI single. So he's driven in 3 of the 4 Dodger runs. Bourbon's pitch. Ball 4. And now Bill Russell is a winning run in scoring position. A 3-0 curveball that was low and outside all the way. And that'll bring up Ron Say. He is single, double, driven in a run. The computer says the batting average here is 256. And a 4% chance of a walk. A single should win the ball game. Both teams, 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Bourbon deals. Say, line drive, right field. Going to drop in front of Griffey. Russell will score. Russell has scored. Say has walked it off. And the Dodgers have beaten the Reds 5-4. What a comeback for the Dodgers. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Reds, 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Ronnie Say is our Digital Dice MVP. He goes 3 for 5 with a walk-off single in the 9th inning. So Pedro Bourbon, here's the reason why the Reds don't get over the hump in 1978. Their bullpen is not that great. Bourbon, 2 innings, 3 hits, a run it was earned. He takes a blown save and a loss. Terry Forster, 2 innings and 1 strikeout. Tommy John, 7 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. The homer to Auerbach, and 11 strikeouts. And Ron Say with an RBI single to win it in the bottom of the 9th. The Dodgers and Reds are tied again. And so let's quickly play the rest of the day. Tommy John, 11 strikeouts. Unbelievable. All right, really quick because we've been at this for an hour and 8 minutes. Yankees beat the Blue Jays 5-1 in Toronto. Ken Holtzman gets the win. Minnesota goes to 11-4. They beat Oakland 8-2. The Cardinals shut out the Mets 5-0. Mark Littell wins his second start of the year. Keith Hernandez 2 for 3 with a double and 2 stolen bases. Expos and the Cubs, a slobberknock slugfest at Wrigley. Both teams with 17 hits. Montreal 11, Chicago 8. Giants beat the Braves 3-2. San Diego 5, Houston 4. Dan Spillner gets his first win. Seattle beat California 2-1. Glenn Abbott throws a 1-hitter. Tape baseball tomorrow. It's going to be the Yankees and the Brewers from New York Live 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific tomorrow night. Some football game in Miami this weekend? I don't know. Kansas City? San Francisco? You interested? 8 p.m. We'll talk to you then. Have a good day, everybody.